Gascoigne going to have a crack. He is, you know. Oh, I say! Brilliant! That is schoolboy's own stuff. Oh, I bet even he can't believe it.
Good morning and good morning to you all. Welcome to this Good Morning Tottenham away video. A little bit later than perhaps we're used to, but here we are, guys. Here we are. I hope you're all well, man. I hope you're well. The Nations League disaster keeps continuing. We've got more games coming up, of course, tonight with England and then many other nations that are playing. But it's honestly been a disaster in terms of injuries. So many players are coming back to their clubs a lot earlier. Of course, I'm going to look at it a little bit more closer to home. Spurs and, of course, Arsenal, the team that we're playing on the weekend. You may have heard Arsenal players. I saw the Calafiori injury that he picked up against France personally. It looked more like an impact injury than anything else. But although he hasn't been really involved in the first team affairs when it comes to Arsenal, it's still an injury that they could have done, they could do without, I'm sure. The latest one for them now, it seems to be Odegaard was taken off with an ankle injury. There was an issue before. I think he had an injury issue with that ankle before even going out on international duty. It seems to have not only worsened it, but it could be potentially keep him out for a little while. And that also includes, listen, I know it was like, what's it got to do with us? Look, I know many people may be jumping up and down over it. I don't personally rejoice on players' injuries, even more so if they're our own, or even in this case Arsenal's players. And I know we got them. I don't rejoice in any of that. Me personally, the way I'm like, to really find out where your team is at, you want to be playing teams at their full strength, and of course you too, you know, want to be at full strength yourself. So to have to go into games and, you know, and rejoice on injuries, and it's not my thing. I know many people will disagree, and I can understand the thinking behind it. I don't rejoice in that. We too have injuries of our own, or we've had injuries with Van de Ven, of course, Richarlison, and of course our newest recruit, and our main striker really, Dominic Solanke. It looks like, unless something drastic, it looks like we will have Dominic Solanke back for the North London derby. Goodness knows we can do with him in the middle of attacking three. Richarlison hopefully will make it for the bench, but again, what kind of condition will he be back for? Because he hasn't played in quite a while now. So it's not just a question of getting players back. You also got to look at the condition that they come back with, how much game time they've had, and what kind of form he had, you know, what kind of form they go into a North London derby. So, you know, Van de Ven, of course, Solanke and Richarlison, you know, it's all pluses that we can look to leading up to the game. Like I said, for them, it's going to be a little bit different. But look, a derby is always a derby, and my for what you can make out of it for the last 3 games that we've played again in this Premier League since it started, how much can we take into the derby? Goodness knows, it's come super early for both teams. Whilst up, you know, one can say that there's we've actually played overall, we have played quite well, but the wide areas seem to be, for me, an issue. And I know Will mentioned it the other day, the wide areas, the quality that we have in the wide areas have been an issue. And I've said this many a times before, even in a live stream, for all the dominance you can have in a game, for all the chances that you create in a game, if you don't kill games off, you leave yourself open, not only to perhaps draw in the game, but even going ahead and losing the game, even with teams creating far, far less than what we are, they can come away with the points because they have that killer up front that maybe just needs one chance to bury it. where we might have 3, 4, 5, 6 chances and don't capitalise. When you don't kill the games off, you leave the opposition believing that even with the amount of chances that we're perhaps creating and missing, that they have the opportunity to go the other end and score. Let me know your thoughts on that particular subject leading up to the North London derby. Injuries, the chances that we create, the fact that we're playing a lot better, but we're not killing teams off, leaving us open to then being exposing ourselves to perhaps who will concede a chance or two, and oppositions can kill us and take away the points that perhaps they perhaps didn't deserve. Let me know your thoughts on that. But I will leave you with this story. This was absolutely fantastic. Adrian Rabiot, do you remember when he turned us down because we wasn't good enough for them, for him? We was below his level. Perhaps there was truth in that. There's no denying that. But this right here did make me laugh, and I hope you guys find it just as amusing. Adrian Rabiot, of course, he's a free agent, and having left Juventus in the summer, he's still to this day without a club. He once brutally turned down a move to Tottenham, has now issued a come and get me plea to the club. The Frenchman, 29, is currently a free agent after leaving Juventus in July. So he's eligible for an immediate transfer despite the fact the window is closed. According to TBR Football, Rabiot has offered his services to both Spurs and Arsenal in an attempt to get himself out of a limbo, having failed to secure a contract with a new club over the summer. He has received offers from Turkey and Saudi Arabia, but is believed he'd rather sign for a club in one of Europe's top league. However, the midfielder's wage demands could stand in the way for such a move. It's understood he's asking for around $220,000 a week, 30k more per week than what Tottenham's highest earner, Son Heung-min, is making. You see how things come around, you know, brutally turned down because we was below his level. So many, and now via his agent, he's going to the North London clubs, i.e. us, and them lot south of the river, asking to take him on. Let me know your thoughts, guys. Would you take a player like Adrian Rabiot on at the club? Would you have him there? Do you think he'd add something to us by bringing him along? I don't. He's not my cup of tea, guys. He's probably a good, for sure. He's a good enough player to come into Spurs and give us, you know, give us a bit, certainly experience and international know-how. But for me, I don't think is the kind of player that we currently need at Spurs. We need other characteristics in our midfield, and he doesn't fit. He doesn't fit it, in my opinion. But what is your opinion? Put it in the comments below. Make sure you smash a like. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. And for now, we'll leave it like this. And we'll be speaking. Don't forget, guys, 8:30 p.m. tonight. The Monday night stream coming to you on a Tuesday night just for this week only. 8:30 p.m. UK time. Make sure you lock it in. As always, forever always, come on you Spurs.
The first game we look for, Robbie. Tottenham away. When we got Tottenham away. Tottenham away. When we got Tottenham away.